sound like it's echoing. I don't even know beat on this man. This sound on this shit. God damn, it's loud. Turn this shit down. Turn this shit down. Yeah, you turn this shit down. There you go.
A round of applause for jokes so funny you might shit your draw.
Why you can't turn this shit down?
On the stage, destroying the scene. Black got a routine. It's
you know what? Fuck this.
I could a ratchet comedian perform at a church with a set so fresh, so clean.
Turn this motherfucker
Versatile
down.
with a style they can't.
What kind of headphone shit is this? Well, I'm gonna rap my own intro. Black Rosebud, you want him, you clown him, you watching this show on YouTube. Hopefully they don't ban me for telling the fucking truth about Democrats on this live. A round of applause with niggas getting shot. In Chicago, they shitting their drawers. I got this black nigga on the scene with his black ass talking about Chicago on the screen. What the hell is this? No, I don't know how to rap. Anyway, how y'all doing in this, hot, I don't know if it's hot where the fuck y'all at, but it's hot as hell where I'm at, right? But I wanted to do something on this defund the police. I was at the 99-cent store yesterday, and I saw a crime up close and personal. I saw a nigga walk out the store with 2 baskets at the 99-cent store. This nigga didn't go to the checkout line or nothing. Just walked out with 2 baskets. And the 99-cent store ain't got no security. They couldn't stop him. They just look at the nigga walk out the door. Walk down the street with the basket. But this crime in the South of the United States is getting out of control. Anytime you got niggas that's shooting in broad daylight, niggas don't even wait to at least my grandmother, you know, back in the day, she shot niggas at night. Now niggas don't even care what time of the day it is, where you at. They shoot niggas at pizza places. They shoot niggas at schools. They shoot niggas on the freeway. They shooting kids and everything. Nobody's safe, right? And I don't understand, right? I had a just with my partner the other day. I don't understand how in the fuck they say the Washington D.C. courts are closed and because this shit for COVID. But wait a minute. What happened to them motherfuckers on January 6th? Ain't all of them going to court? You mean to tell me you got motherfuckers going to court for insurrection, but you ain't got motherfuckers going to court for a drive-by shooting? I think which one is going to protect the community first? You letting out motherfuckers that done killed motherfuckers, and you keeping motherfuckers in that done broke in the building. Where's the justice? You have people that broke into the Capitol building locked up behind, up under, and around the corner from the jail. Nowhere to be seen, no one to talk to, no lawyers, no representation. Every investigation, they got 10 different organizations investigating these people, right? The whole fucking Justice Department is investigating an insurrection while you got people on the street of Chicago, New York, Baltimore, Los Angeles, all these, Florida, Miami, all these, you got people in all the, Atlanta, you got people in all these damn cities running wild, black people running wild. But you ain't got no court open for these motherfuckers. And the thing, and the cold thing about it, with all of these cities, you put the black people up to be the face of the community. This black man right here is the face of the Chicago violence. In D.C., you got another black superintendent is the face of Washington, D.C. violence, right? In Seattle, you had a black face that was the face of the Seattle violence. Why in all these cities, they always get a black person to be the spokesman or the spokesperson for the violence in the fucking city? After the white Democrats done defund the police. The Mexican or AOC done talked about gutting the police and how evil they is and shit like that. You have the whole Democrat talking about how bad the police is. Now all of a sudden, you want their help. You want to hire more police. Let me get it now. Joe Biden is going after guns, right? But it's more problems than it is than people shooting with guns. You have stabbing victims, you have sexual assault victims, you have robberies, right? You have assaults, you have burglary, stealing, you have all kind of shit. So you stop the guns, what's that gonna do about the sexual assault? What's that gonna do about the drug dealing? You're not gonna stop these dudes from selling drugs on these streets. You're not gonna stop these people from carjacking. These motherfuckers are hungry out here. Right? It's a choice that they made and a lifestyle they chose to be hungry in that situation, but they're hungry and they're going to do anything they need to do to fucking eat. Let's get into what the superintendent of the Chicago police was talking about. I hope this shit ain't loud.
Violent offenders need more serious consequences in our courts. And I would encourage media, journalists, to use the same energy when you obviously confront all of us every Monday regarding what are we doing? What are we doing?
Huh? You see how the media is confronting the blackface and the police force? They're not going after the lawmakers. They're not going after the mayors, the governors. They're not going after the politicians. They're not going after the president, the vice president. They're going after the police. After you defund the police, after all the police is quitting, after you done talked about them bad through the whole motherfucking summer of love, right? You want to say why y'all not doing y'all job? Motherfucker, we ain't got enough police to do our job. You done got us all fired. Some of us quit. The other motherfuckers scared. Some motherfuckers got the Trump juice. But it's impossible for us to defend your neighborhood or protect the community if you motherfuckers always talking about defund the police. You giving us no protection, but you want the protection.
And I answer what we are doing be as adversarial to the courts. But again, I want to highlight the word.
The courts. Remember that. They talking about the courts. The courts. You mean to tell me you can't open the courts to keep these murderers off the fucking street? Something so simple. You're supposed to be working for the people, but you can't even open the court and do your job and keep these murderers off the street to protect the community and do what you was assigned to do?
That Chicago police officers are doing. They're arresting people charged with murder. They're arresting other violent offenders charged with robbery, charged with carjacking, as we mentioned. We are arresting the violent offenders. The courts are releasing these people back into the community. Use the same energy that you just asked me that question.
The police, the courts are releasing them. It's okay if you kill somebody. It's okay if you rob somebody, if you assault somebody. Because we have an agreement with the court that we're going to let you right on out. We don't give a fuck what crime, how bad the crime is. The worst crime you can ever do is murder. Second is sexual assault. Third is anything with a kid. And it'll be first if you combine any one of the first two with the third. That becomes number one. Anything done with a kid, it becomes number one. But any other thing than that, it's murder. You're gonna let somebody out of jail for the most heinous crime. I'm talking about these are not just regular fucking crimes that these people are committing. There's not no the slap on the wrist crimes that these people are committing out here. Let me see something. These are horrific crimes. These are crimes that my grandmother be like, oh shit, these niggas are crazy. These niggas out here is crazy.
For help.
Black people need a hotline.
Oh, where's the sign at?
Call Blackline. Really,
Ain't no sign of
Now
shit?
they even receive
Oh, shit.
percent.
Shots.
Attempted
hell
to
happened to
document
this
every
sound?
shooting this past week. Look at this map.
I gotta do something else. I don't know what the hell happened to that sign. What the hell happened to that sign? Go back to this right quick. I had to fix that while this is in the process of working. Where we at? What, right here? Right here. Where the hell was that? Right here, right here. What the hell that was that? Okay, we gotta go back right here. Go back right here. I was right here. Right here. I wasn't right. What the fuck? I was at down low. But anyway, you got all this stuff happening in the United States, right? And no one's doing anything about this shit. Here, go back to here, right here.
Violent offenders need more. If you just asked me that question, to ask the courts, why are you releasing people or releasing these people back into the community? Use the same energy that you just asked me that question to ask the courts, why are you releasing violent people, dangerous people that Chicago police officers arrest and charge back into these communities to create this environment of lawlessness that we're seeing here? It answers the question. It answers the question because every Monday I go through, how many guns we recover. This.
Instead of how many niggas you locked up. That's that Joe Biden liberal talk. Well, how many guns did you get off the street? What kind of guns did you get off the street? Oh, the guns is the problem. What about the niggas using the guns? You get arrested with the gun you use for murder, they keep the gun and let the nigga go. Well, at least we got the gun off the street. What about the nigga? I heard him talking about getting guns off the street, but leaving niggas on. Early release. We're going to go after the gun manufacturers. We're going to go after the people that get people the guns and take the guns over the states. We're going to go after all of them. But there's no talk about going after the criminals, right? It's only talk about going after the gun manufacturers, gun sellers. There's no talk about going after the killers, the murderers, the robbers, the drug dealers, the people out here that's committed crime. No talk of that. No talk of that.
This is a violence issue with guns here. People are being shot by guns in the wrong hands of people who are repeatedly arrested.
Repeatedly arrested. Repeated. That means some of these dudes have went to jail for multiple murders. Multiple. Not one, not two, not three, multiple murders. And we're going to let them right on out. Is this what liberals wanted? Is these the policies that the liberals want in their cities? Because they can easily stop it. You can easily send the National Guards out there. You can easily beef up the police. But how the fuck is you going to beef up the police and all the police is retiring? Recruitment is down. Don't nobody want to join the police. Whatever the fuck, the morale is fucked up because look how you treat them. And if you do get some police, you're going to have to hire anybody who's willing to accept the job. Guess who that is? Motherfuckers that don't deserve to be the police.
By Chicago police officers. That's the answer. It is the baseline for policing what we're doing. We are not judge, juror, or jailer. There's people AWOL from electronic monitoring. We would fund the sheriff much more.
Huh? They're putting people on house arrest. It's people that are doing drive-bys on house arrest. You put murderers on the electronic monitoring and you trusting them not to go out and commit any crime, right? Why they just got out of jail for multiple crimes, multiple times. You're putting them on the house arrest monitor bracelet and you think everything is going to be all right because we can keep track of them. You can't keep track of what he's shooting. You can't keep track of where he at and none of that shit. And some of them just cut the house monitor off because guess what? There is no repercussions for cutting off the house monitor.
So that he would have the capacity to manage the electronic monitoring program. The judges are elected, the prosecutors elected. This is a plea in the public square to the people of Chicago who elected the people that run the courts.
Huh? Where is your representation at, Chicago? Why is they quitting on you? Your politicians are quitting on you. They're not giving a fuck. They don't even want to even do the simplest thing as open up a courthouse to convict the criminals. The simplest of things they can do to stop this shit, they don't even want to do. They'd rather let black people die in the street. They'd rather let murderers out on the street. They'd rather let kids get shot. They'd rather let elderly people get assaulted. Women get abused. Because don't think the only violence going around is gang violence. They got spouse abuse. They got kids being beat. They got all kinds of shit. This don't think the murderers are getting out of jail. The rapists are getting out of jail too. You think they're going to keep a rapist and not going to keep a murderer? Huh? You think they're not going to let somebody who beat their kid out? Huh? What crime is not more serious than murder that they're going to let out, that they're going to keep people in jail and say, okay, we understand that this person murdered somebody, but nigga, you stole a loaf of bread. You got to stay in. You shouldn't have been out there stealing bread. The person who steals bread or the person who does goes to jail for a traffic ticket probably does more time than the person going to jail for murder. They would keep a drunk driver. They will lock you up on the Senate floor if you ain't got a mask, but let your ass go out and shoot somebody in the city of Chicago, Illinois, Atlanta, New York, California, something like that, you getting out. You getting out. Ain't no need to keep you. Let them go home. Let them go home.
That's why this is not a closed door meeting. We meet and we respectfully disagree. I have high regard for Judge Evans and State Prosecutor Kim Foxx. I do have high regard. We disagree, and there should be a natural tension between the courts. There shouldn't be a rubber stamp on what policing want for offenders. There shouldn't be a rubber stamp. I'm not asking for a rubber stamp, but it is
that nigga asking for help. Like I only can enforce the laws, right? Why are they hollering at the person that enforce the laws? He's not in control of no budget. He's not in control of the hiring. He's not in control of the firing. He's in control of the operation. He take commands from a higher position, right? He's not the person that can solve these problems. People are, and the media is going after him like it's his fault. Like he's the one that's hiring the police. Like he's the one that's firing the police. Like he's the one that's controlling the budget for the police. Why aren't you talking to the people who control the budgets? Why you ain't talking to your local officials? Why you talking to my black ass? I ain't done shit. I'm just a messenger. Talk to the motherfuckers who send the message. Talk to them. I'm out. Hold on, where we at? I can't do this shit.
unconscionable to release more than 90 people, according to the Chicago Tribune, charged with murder. It's unconscionable. That's under the Chicago Tribune is a very ethical paper, by the way. They wouldn't run something in their paper that wouldn't at least have two other sources that convey that it's an accurate report. It has editors, right? So editors signed off on that article written. So you can use that.
No, they're not. That's fake news. They're not going to use that. That is fake news.
You can use that.
They fake news.
Chicago Tribune as your citation for over 90 people charged with murder, released back on electronic monitoring into these very communities.
90 suspected murderers. That means if it's 600 people, I think it's like a couple of hundred, like 300 people say 300 people died. I said 500. 500 people died in the city of Chicago. 1/4 of the murders is walking the street. Think about it. 1/4 1/4 of the known suspected murders are walking the street. We're not talking about the unsolved murders. How many of them was walking the street? If the Chicago police got a 25% conviction or a percentage of closing the case, 25% conviction percentage of closing the case, how many murderers, if it's 90 of them that got out on house monitoring or let out or told to come back to court, if 90 of them is out, how many of people you think who haven't got caught is out?
Thank you very much.
How many of them you think is out? Let's go to this one. Blame it on the black man. Always on the niggas. Hold on. Remember this? Hold on. Remember where we at? Remember this right here? It's gonna go right here.
Content, Chief of Police of the Metropolitan Police Department. And unfortunately, I'm out here under this circumstance. But I think it's important that we all stand out here collectively, that we're all here together for a number of different reasons. Excuse me, let me take these off. The lens is transition. But what happened out here last night? And I was out here last night. Some of you live here. Some of you may have just...
That's a nigga. That's one of his partners. Like, hey, my nigga, what's up? He's like, hey, what's up? Y'all don't know that little position like that. I was like, hey, what's up, my nigga? That was one of them moves. That's the black came up out of him. Like, what's up, my nigga?
Just been out here having dinner or whatever, but that was unacceptable. It's unacceptable in any community. The reality is we have situations that happen like this in our city, all across our city, and it's been happening for a long time. Last year, we had over 922 people shot in our city.
In the capital. In the capital.
Last year. 198 people murdered in our city last year. This should be shocking to the conscience of every person in our city. I don't care where you live. It's got the attention that it's got now because it's happened where it happened, because we had an incident at the National Stadium. But this issue that's crossing our city, there are too many guns in our city, in Washington, D.C.
It's too many guns. No, don't get on too many guns. It's too many niggas with guns, right? You have people that's walking into the store. I saw a video the other day when the dude was in the store buying some noodles and another nigga reached in his pocket and stole his gun. You can't tell me most of these people up in here got gun permits. But when you don't have enough police to patrol the neighborhoods, and the ones that patrol the neighborhoods cannot hop out the car, right, and check people. I had another video where the police, I should play it right, where the police filmed a drive-by and drove off. They beat the person who was driving the car. They was in front of the person driving the car, the drive-by car. You can see him, the nigga hanging out the window, blah, 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 blah. And you got the police filming it, and they most scared of the motherfuckers getting shot at. They don't try to defend. They don't try to protect. The only motherfucker they try to protect is their own ass. They got the fuck up out of there.
Last night, before that shooting had happened, our officers assigned here in the 3rd District, they recovered a firearm off an individual down here at 11th and S in Vermont. Right before that, a firearm right up here, 14th and Irving Street. After the sounds of gunshots, right up there. When this shooting happened, officers, within 5 seconds of the shooting where it happened, that's unacceptable. It speaks to the brazenness of the criminals that are...
After the shooting, niggas are still walking around the scene of the crime with guns, ready for more action. Do you hear this? I don't think you trying to stop the sale of guns is going to stop these niggas from getting guns, because most of these niggas don't get guns from gun shops. They got plenty of guns you can get out from over Mexico. From Mexico, they got plenty of guns you can make from a damn printer. They got some crazy white hillbilly motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, that's in deep down in the South somewhere making guns, selling them. Huh? You got some nigga got some connection with the government where he's buying guns from some crooked ass white person inside the military that don't like niggas and selling guns to the street. got a nigga connection because he know a nigga can get them guns to the niggas fast. You worried about the guns. What about the people? What about knives? What about drugs? You ain't thought about that. Because drugs lead to crime. It's about getting the person off the block. Because if we had a drug war, you mean to tell me, you telling me that you toughening up the gun law is going to stop me? Some of these cities got some of the toughest gun laws in the world, and they still don't give a fuck. Because guess what? What good is a gun law if you get out of jail for using a motherfucker?
In these communities that we're dealing with, some of them are our neighbors, some are, and we have to really figure out what do we want to do as a city in terms of how we respond to this. We can take the political route and talk, all of this fluffy stuff, but I'm going to give it to you straight where the issues are. And where the issues are, the ecosystem, the justice system that we have right now, it is not functioning the way that it should. The courts are not open. That is a fact.
The courts are not open in Chicago and D.C. How in the hell you going to tell me two of the most violent cities in America right now is not even accepting criminals? You mean to tell me that COVID is so motherfucking tough and so motherfucking dangerous, right? And people are so scared that they not even allowed to go to work and at least hold court on a teleprompter or something? You mean to tell me COVID got some people so scared that they can't even do their job to protect the people? You mean it's so bad that you have to shut down the Justice Department of cities that provide justice for the people in the community? Right? I don't understand how that goes. You want to enforce these laws. You want to tell people to stay in the house and put this on your face and do all of this and stuff like that, but you won't even keep them safe? Think about this. These people in these cities are paying these people to sit at fucking home while all this shit goes on. You can't even, how is it that you can't even arrest the criminal? If you arrest them, they're getting out. In the criminal mind, that's like the fucking lottery. You mean to tell me I can shoot as many as people as I want, steal as much as I want, assault whoever the fuck I want, and I can get away with it? I don't have to just do this shit at night no more. I can do it in broad fucking daylight. I can do it in broad daylight. Ain't nobody gonna say shit. Think about what kind of power, think about what kind of mindset a criminal will have if he know he can get away. That's like saying, I can rob a bank and you're not gonna, I can rob a bank and you're not gonna take me to jail for it? I'm gonna keep on robbing fucking banks then. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from robbing fucking banks. Is you crazy? That's free fucking money. Let me see if this will work right here. Let me see if it work right here. Free fucking money.
Black people's cries for help.
Black people need a hotline.
Did I push this on? Why is this shit not working?
We started.
OMG. I don't know what the hell is wrong with that. I don't know if this is accidentally pushed on side of something. For some reason, that shit is not working. I have to try a different route.
Barely open. So cases from last year, from 2020 that happened during COVID of violent criminals that have not been disposed of. What do you think those individuals are? Anybody want to take a guess?
Anybody want to take a guess, right? Because of the Trump juice, right? You have because of the Trump juice, you have a group of people, right, You have a group of people that's been to jail that's not even being convicted of fucking crimes. They're not even being arrested anymore. What's the use of you arresting a person for a crime and they not gonna get convicted? Police giving up. Fuck it. There's nothing good that comes out of me arresting somebody. If I arrest him, he gets out. If I try to arrest him and he resists, I'm getting charged with a crime. He can come at me, talk to me crazy and all that shit, and I got to be extra cautious. Because anything I do, even if he's a murder suspect, I get charged with a crime. How is that? Who wants to be a fucking police officer? Raise your hand.
They're in community. They're in community, and their cases have not been disposed of. We have to look at, are the things happening that needs to happen when we do place individuals under arrest? The guy for carrying the gun there, the guy for carrying the gun there. What happens with that case when it goes through the system? What's the outcome? What is the expected outcome? What does the community expect when a person gets caught with a firearm? What do we expect? Do we expect to see them in the neighborhood in 3 weeks? And if we do, are we saying that that's acceptable?
Huh? Just think about this, right? Think about the witnesses to the murder, right? If you telling me that if this dude, I saw this dude kill somebody, and I'm willing to go to court, but the next thing I know is I see the same person that I'm about to testify on, and I'm what you call that shit? A confidential informer, right? And people don't know about me and shit like that, but I'm finna go to court. But I see the same nigga that I'm finna go to court on walking down the street, buying 40 ounces at the neighborhood store, selling rocks in the alley at night. I see the same nigga, and you want me to go to court on him? And I just saw him kill a motherfucker, and y'all let him out. I heard him suspected of killing 2 other motherfuckers in another case, and he's still out on the street. And you want me to tell on this motherfucker, and I got kids? How that work? I have kids, but you want me to tell on little Pookie, who who ain't got nothing to lose. Lil Pookie ain't got a motherfucking thing to lose. You want me to tell on Lil Pookie?
Because most of the communities that I've talked to have no clue what happens with these cases. They don't. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The real issue is we have a vicious cycle of bad actors who do things, no accountability, and they end up back in community. And the police officers, and I guarantee you, when we lock up whoever did this, they will be no stranger to us. I promise you that. So I want us to make sure that we are reclaiming this community. And my hope is that as we do this,
the criminals, look, the criminals are like celebrities. Look, in my neighborhood, like back in, I can understand where they're coming from, because it's not even, it's like a culture right now, right? It's like, who got the most bodies? Who got the biggest gun? You have people on Facebook, on Instagram, you have youngsters carrying guns, taking pictures with guns and shit like that, right? With no shame. It's about who got the biggest body. You never know who got the gun, because they're getting younger and younger. Back in the days, you understood, like, you probably have to deal with somebody older with a gun. You know, most of these dudes carry guns, but it's babies carrying guns. How can you blame them? How can you blame a 12-year-old for carrying a gun if he's hearing about this shit that's happening on the news? Huh? How can you blame a 12-year-old for being scared and wanting to join up with a gang or some kind of fraction entity, you know what I'm saying, so he can feel safe? How you gonna tell this kid whose mother on drugs, spending all her money on crack, turning tricks in the alley, ain't got no lights on? How you gonna tell this kid whose stomach is growling at night, don't go out there and sell no drugs? Don't go out there and join no gang? How can you tell the person that's coming home from school is getting his ass whooped and robbed and you know what I'm saying, every day beat up because he's a non-affiliate. What is he gonna have to do? He's gonna have to make a decision. He's either gonna have to join the gang for protection or join the gangs for defense. I either gotta join the gang that's beating me up or join the other gang that don't get along with this gang to defend myself from getting beat up. Or else I just keep getting beat up. I don't have too many options. Because this is the community I live in. I'm a father. I have a son. Like I'm putting my son in the show with me on for those who been waiting on the Patreon shows, I'm back on next month. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining the Patreon. But I have a son that I'm doing comedy with. I don't know how I would feel if I was in the city like that and me and my son trying to go out and promote comedy. And we end up being the next victim because people don't give a fuck. We died for doing something positive. I'm trying to go out and change my life and things like that. What if I was an ex-gang member in Chicago and somebody wasn't understanding I'm trying to change my life? At least in Los Angeles, some people understand that shit. Hey, man, I'm changing my life. I'm no longer with that. You know what I'm saying? Some people like, man, I respect that. But out there, evidently, they don't give a fuck. And sometimes you got to understand, some of these people getting shot is not innocent. That's the cold thing about it. We understand the number. We hear about the numbers that, of people getting shot. But you ever heard of live by the gun, die by the gun? Some of these people are known gang members, known drug dealers. The 6-year-old that got shot in what was that? In D.C., I think it was. The 6-year-old girl got shot in D.C. Her father and her mother was in a drug gang. The person that shot him was in a drug gang. They was going after each other over a drug war, and the 6-year-old was in the middle and got shot. Huh? There's other things bigger than just guns out there because other things bring guns. Some of the people that's getting shot are not innocent. Sometimes it's retaliation. Sometimes it's a hit. Sometimes it's a beef. Because guess what? Some of these niggas getting shot don't die. And they want retaliation. And they know who shot them. Because a nigga on Facebook Live rapping about it. Some of these things are retaliation. You know, niggas in these cities don't know how to shoot. They shoot from the side and all this old shit, want to be cool when they shoot, and they miss a lot of shit because they ain't got no training. Hit everybody but the intended target. Right? How many times you heard of a shootout in Chicago, Baltimore, New York, and all these cities? No one died but the baby. A party shot up. A picnic shot up. A street shot up. Niggas hanging out and a girl playing in the yard. A kid laying in a stroller. A baby sitting in the back seat of the car. How many times has it been a whole fucking shootout and the baby is the only person got hit? Bullet missed the mother in the car. Missed the father driving the car. Hit the baby in the back seat that was asleep. I mean, we heard that story over and over and over again. So many motherfucking times. How the bullet missed the intended target and hit the kids. In Chicago and in other cities, and sometimes they call it lacking. If you get caught lacking, your ass is dead. So if you don't want to get caught lacking, you better have your gun. Don't leave out the house without your gun, your ID, and your EBT card. You're going to need one of them at one point in time in that day. Not really your ID, because if you get pulled over by the police, I'm pretty sure your ass more worried about the gun than your motherfucking ID. I'm pretty sure. Oh, here we go.
That this reverberates through our city. That this is what the response should look like. It should look like this, right?
Well, it should look like a gang of white people out there. That's the response. Where's the Black Lives Matter at? Why the Black Lives Matter is not supporting the police? The Black Lives Matter should be the first person out there talking about we need to stop the violence. We need this shit come to an end. I don't see near BLM shirt. I don't even see the white people who protest for BLM. What happens? White people don't protest for BLM when it's black on black crime? Why not? Where's the white black matter at when we need them? Where are the niggas? Where are the white people that love niggas and love to save niggas when you need them? Why they not around? We need them right now. This is the worst time. This is when you really show your true colors. Fuck when the police kill us. What about when we kill us? What the white people protesting about the little black girl who got killed? Where all the white protesters at? They don't come to the hood then? They don't come to the hood when it's a nigga need to be arrested? White people only come to the hood when there's a white person need to be arrested. Also, a white person need to be arrested for killing the black. Oh, we all for that. We gonna march, donate, hold parades, accuse people, all that shit. But if y'all kill each other, we out of it. We out because we can't get no political. So ain't nobody gonna cover Sarah and Todd marching for Pookie and Ray Ray because Pookie killed Ray Ray. Ain't nobody gonna cover that. Little Sarah and little Todd ain't fit, and the white Black Lives Matter is not fit to go to the city of Chicago and say Black Lives Matter. Let's get justice for y'all killing this little girl or killing this little boy. I bet you none of these Black Lives Matter that's white is fit to go in the city of Chicago and tell them to put the guns down. Unite, fight together, come together. Tell them to go there and say that shit.
Because there are a lot of corners that I go to after a murder has occurred, and it's just me. It's just the officers. Who are the people that are closest to the pain, right? That's when we get folks' attention, right? When you closest to the pain, when you hear the gunshots in your community, that begs a different reaction versus it being someplace else and you just kind of happen to catch it on the news. This was real for some people. But it's been happening in communities all across our city. And I'm saying to you, enough is enough. I've been a police officer in this city for...
They've been saying enough is enough in democratic cities since I was 12 fucking years old. How long is they going to say enough is enough, right? They've been saying that shit since I was 12 fucking years old. Enough is enough. The Muslims, the Black Panthers, everybody, enough is enough. It's about time we do this. This is about time we do that. They ain't done shit yet. They've been hiding that shit for years.
Black people's cries
Let me
for
see this
help.
shit playing now.
Calls range from
night, early morning of violence in recent
I don't know what's
memory.
wrong with this
Mothers
thing.
To end our city's toxic
I don't know what's wrong with this
relationship
video.
with the Minneapolis.
I don't know why this video is not playing, y'all. I don't know why this video is not playing. That's crazy. I'll do something else. Yeah, but you got people. This is a free downloader, y'all. Free downloader. If y'all, you know what I'm saying. This not. I don't promote. Y'all can go here and download videos if you want to. You know what I'm saying. You can go. Oh, it's an error. They're not accepting my shit. This is my personal fucking video. Y'all better accept my shit. Download it. Maybe I need. Oh well. I don't know what the hell wrong with that. But I had a couple of clips, as y'all can see, I had a couple of clips on here, you know. I had her talking about the Black Lives Matter shit, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to cover that. Also had people twerking, like, I don't know if y'all see this, but you have people, while somebody shot and somebody killed, you have people twerking on, look at this shit right here, right? I wanted to show you this right here. Somebody shot. The ambulance is picking people up. The ambulance.
Black Lives Matter.
You got people twerking and doing this shit.
especially when it's time to throw a party.
It's a game to some people. Black people are
This
so
turn
fucking,
up is real.
immune to gun violence in their neighborhood. It's not even shocking
Where
no more.
else
Look at this
can
shit.
a nigga get shot
It's a
and get
party.
a lap dance in the
Complete
same
with ratchets
damn night?
and mixed CDs and all this shit. You got somebody hopping on top of the
As
emblem.
this turned
While they
up,
there trying to
it was a
rescue
3-shot minimum and a 5-shot
Huh?
maximum.
I want to show y'all some of this shit.
If
Look
a
at
nigga
it.
like me was there, I would have busted
This
a
what black people
freestyle
are.
rap
This
to the
right here
ambulance
is
siren.
what people
If
are
my
watching
grandmother
black
was
people
there,
do
she
in our
would have shot
community,
up
kill
the
each
after
other
party
and not giving
to
a
the
fuck
after
about
party
it.
of the
They don't give a
drive-by.
fuck about who
2
dead. They
niggas
don't give a
dead,
fuck about
5
who injured.
niggas shot,
They want to show
13
their
bitches
ass.
twerking. Black Lives Matter.
Huh?
The turn
Where
up
the
is
police
real.
at?
Look at it.
Where the police at to help the
Ass,
ambulance?
ass,
Where the
ass.
police at to help the first
Women run off
responders?
after stealing
You got
from
people,
the CVS pharmacy at Van
running
Ness
out
and
of
Jackson in
a
San
fucking
Francisco. This
store,
time just
not
before
even giving a
6
fuck.
Monday
This
night.
is down the street
It's
from
the
me.
latest grab-and-go crime
The
in San
other one
Francisco
was the
that's
one down
forced
the street from
many
me.
drugstores.
But you got people that's, look, bags. They walking in with bags and walking out with bags.
Stores in the city to close.
Huh?
A man who
No, they're not running. Car waiting.
took this video tells
No
me he
fear.
feels sorry for the workers who have lost their jobs or have had their hours reduced because
Car
of what he
waiting.
called out-of-control shoplifting.
All this is a
Organized
plot.
retail theft has
Look.
become such a hot
Gay motherfucker, they just going in. No fear. The manager can't even do nothing.
button issue that is now a point of
They
focus
just
in the
gotta
upcoming
look.
gubernatorial recall election.
He tried to triple.
Former San Diego Mayor
He tried
Kevin
to triple.
Faulconer
They
spoke
can't
outside
even
the
do
shut
nothing. Look at this one right here. Right? We gotta have this
When they
one,
see
right?
these things go viral, the
This
perception
is America right now.
Come on, come here, Zoe.
I hear something. When you can walk out. I don't know. Is this thing on?
And I just immediately kind of knew what was happening.
In video that Sherry gave Fox 11, you can see 2 people stripping shelves of expensive perfumes and colognes and dumping them into trash bags, even after Sherry stepped in to use her training.
And when we see people stealing, we are told to go up and basically customer service them, which means go up and like say, hey, like, can I help you with anything? Kind of like in a way to try to get them to stop or to run away.
She says the thieves ignored her. Then one of them
I don't know what's going on with
just
that
by
thing.
instinct, I like went and picked
I
one
gotta
up
fix
and
that.
then
I hear
took
static
off to
in
ask
the
again, like,
background
oh, do you want
and
me
all
to put
kind of
any
shit.
of these
Maybe
at the
it's this,
front
but
for
you
you?
know what
Like,
I'm
did you
saying?
need help? Like, I
Maybe
was
it's
expecting a
this.
response,
I
and
think you can
they
hear it.
just kept ignoring.
But this lady had to sit up there and watch them. She had to sit up there and watch them steal shit. Hold on, let me see. Maybe y'all can't hear this shit. Let me pause it. Can y'all hear this? Let me see. Can y'all hear this when I play this? Because I can't. So I can't even if y'all can hear it, I can't hear it. So I can't even edit it. So I can't even crack my jokes right. Let me hear the rest of this Washington, D.C. thing. And maybe I'll turn this shit into a skit later on or something like that because I can hear. But there's some very important information on there. You know what I'm saying? So let me come back to here right quick.
30 years. I've been born and raised right here in this city. Started my patrol career right here in this district. In the way that we're going and the things that we're trying to do, we want to help people. Yes, we should. But you cannot coddle violent criminals. You cannot. You cannot treat violent criminals who are out here making.
Okay, since well, let me read a couple of. I ain't done this in a minute. I'll be going on one, right? Let me read a couple of. Which I gotta say in the chat. Let me read a couple of messages up in the chat right quick. Let me see. Miss Black Barbie, what's up with you? My homegirl, Miss Black Barbie in the house. What's up with you? That's my homegirl, Miss Black Barbie. Why in the hell? Hopefully they got enough for the end of the government payouts. Hopefully they did because the government payouts in California, Miss Black Barbie, right? They're trying to make it permanent. They're trying to make free money in California permanent. Black Barbie, that's kind of fucked up out here. Let me see what else who up in here. Change the Democrats for the charge the Democrats for the out of control party. they should be the out of control party. Lawlessness. You damn right it's lawlessness. TC, right? It's going on everywhere, right? Hello, everyone in Cleveland. Cleveland in the house. What's up with it, Stephen L? What's up with it? Right? We need those guns. Tulsa Brickwork. What's up, Tulsa? That's my boy. We got me and Tulsa Brickwork. Hey, Tulsa, I'm finna go out and I'm supposed to be going out and Tulsa donated some patterns and stuff for the game show, and I'm finna go out and I'm finna give away some free shirts, and I'm finna ask people. You can win a free shirt if you can answer 2 questions. I want to see what black people in my community know about the laws, right? I want to ask them about Jim Crow. I want to ask them about voting. I'm going to ask them about police. I'm going to ask them about things that they should know if they watch any kind of honest news. But I'm going to prove to people on this channel and to everybody watching, liberals and everything, that they don't really know what's going on because they're not really told what's going on in the world. They're only told that if you pay them, that's all they know. Like, if you give us money, we don't need to listen to anything else. The only thing we need to listen to is the money, right? We don't need to listen to the crimes. They're not interested in the guns. We're not interested in the voting. We're not interested in none of that shit. But as soon as you say something about some money, some free shit, free healthcare, free this, tax this, don't work that, our ears are listening. That's the only way you're going to get us to listen, is money and racism. If it ain't about money or how people is treating me and how I'm being unfair and how the white man is doing this, I don't want to listen. I don't give a fuck about China. I don't give a fuck about these shots. I don't give a fuck about Dr. Versace. I don't know who the fuck Nancy Pelosi is. I don't watch no motherfucking AOC. Huh? All I know is them motherfuckers told me I'm finna get a free check. I don't need to know nothing else. You keep on saying money and racism, I'm listening. Other than that, I don't want to hear it. The Democrats know how to play for people's emotion because they told us exactly what we wanted to hear before the election. Right? Oh, we with you. They wearing dashikis and George Floyd this, and we're gonna change that and defund the police and all that. Everybody was saying that shit. Soon as they didn't need black people, like they don't need black people right now, you don't see no Black Lives Matter marches. You don't see no politicians talking about we're connected to Black Lives Matter. You don't see none of that shit. You see some shit like, you see the white people pushing that shit. Oh, we're going to change the national anthem at the football game. Well, we're going to do this. It's not the black people pushing. The black people is agreeing with it. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Give us that. But it's not the black people is pushing. Believe me, 100, right? Some black, they don't give a fuck if you play Rick James, Rick Ross, Ricky Belafonte, or Ricky Davis before the Super Bowl. Long as the motherfucking Raiders is playing the Cowboys, fuck the Cowboys. Long as the Raiders is playing, who else it pick? Fuck it. The Frisco, the Giants, or the 49ers, fuck it. That's all that count. We don't give a damn about who's singing. We don't give a damn what they singing, what language, and none of that. They don't care. Everything got. How many black people you know in the hood was watching the Olympic bitch turn her back on the flag? They don't even know her name. She done that for nothing. Because don't nobody black. I don't think nobody in the city of New Orleans, Chicago, or any of these motherfucking cities that's gunning motherfuckers down is worried about this bitch turning her back on the flag. So instead of her turning her back on the flag and talking about the country, why don't you face the flag and do something for your community or do something for your people? Huh? Because it's not the white man that's treating our people fucked up. It's our people that's treating our people fucked up. Huh? But you allowing white people to tell you this is what you're not getting. And this is why you're not getting it. And these are the people you're not getting it from. You allow them to say that. And it's frustrating because, like, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm one of the most honest, you know what I'm saying? And when I have a lot of debates with people, I ask questions that they don't want to answer. Like, I can ask somebody a simple question and they don't want to answer because they know it's the truth. right? I had a friend yesterday, right? And we was debating and stuff like that, but they want to hear, they think they have all the facts. The liberals think they have all the facts, and your facts are nothing. But they don't want to go with emotion. They work with emotion. Like if I say, why is the federal courts open and not the local courts? Why should that be a question? Like, why should that be a debate? Huh? Why when I say Black Lives Matter is not going after black on black crime, it's not doing nothing for people in the community like me? How is that a debate? I'm from the hood. I go out in the hood. I talk to people in the hood. And Black Lives Matter is not doing nothing for none of us. Black Lives Matter not even promoting black men. They changed history into her story. They fight for transgender rights. They fight for dead black men. But Black Lives Matter ain't done shit about helping the black man in the society as far as equality, right? As far as education, and as far as being a father figure to his house. Because how in the hell you going to give somebody a generational wealth, which is a trap, if you're telling them they can never own anything, because if you do, we're going to take you off this system. That's a trap. They tell you, look, black people, they're telling you the only way you can get generational wealth to pass on to your kids is if you own property. Joe Biden said it the other day. But if you're on low income, Section 8, or you get government assistance, there's no way possible you can ever own a house. You're forever crippled. They're paying you to not advance. They're paying you to keep generational brokenness in your family. Because guess what? If something was to happen to you and you ain't never owned anything, what in the hell can you possibly pass on to your kids besides problems? Hey, I'm on a live show right now. Catch me on the live show. I'm doing some live show right now, so on my YouTube. I'll call you back. Look at me live. How in the hell they're paying black women, right, to keep the black man out the house so y'all can build together. You know what I'm saying? You'll never get married, right? You never own anything, and you'll never have a decent job. The smart black women take that little money for that little time and go to school to better themselves, right? Because ultimately she want to get married. Ultimately she want to move out the neighborhood she live in. Ultimately she want to be able to pass her kids on something. So the smart black women take advantage of not the system, but of the opportunities that the country presents. She take advantage of it. She work late night while her kids, she study late night while her kids are asleep. Right? She do all these things that she done with the government assistance for a little bit to advance. But I see some women in the hood don't give a fuck about no advancement. They know that check is coming every motherfucking month on time. The same time, 12:01 on the dot. On that car, shing. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do with that money. The government is not gonna ask nothing. Did you buy some weed? Did you buy some hair? Did you buy some shoes? What you buy your kids? Did you give it to this nigga so he can flip? What did you do for your kids? It's a trap, and black people don't see it like. And I'm black, but I see it, but I didn't really see it until I became a conservative, until I saw all this stuff that was happening against us. And I was going for that shit, the free money. I was going for the foods. I was going for all of that shit because guess what? in the hood, you don't nobody look down on you for that, right? You can pull out an EBT card or something like that, and you don't have to feel ashamed of yourself. Back in the days, you used to feel ashamed about having a book of food stamps. You didn't want to go in the store with a book of food stamps. You let everybody pass you because you didn't want to pull out that book of food stamps and she be counting and everybody can see. But nowadays, people are not ashamed. They take pride in having money on a food stamp card. Black Lives Matter have done nothing to the black man. They hate black men. The white liberal hates black men. Look at the shit he's done to black men throughout the history of time. And y'all sit up here kissing his ass? You kissing the most racist motherfucker ass on the face of the earth. The white liberal man. It's never been a white Republican in the history of politics. In the history, is the white Republican man has fought by your side, fought for your rights, fought for people who fought against your rights. You know what I'm saying? And tried to do the same thing. I mean, it was just so happened Lyndon B. Johnson got voted in, but you don't think a Republican got voted in? It was going to get done anyway. The Civil Rights Act had to happen. It just so happened he got voted in because he had more trickery up his sleeve. And Goldwater was just like Trump. He wasn't having that shit. He was too cold for his motherfucking time. If Barry Goldwater would have made president, he would have done some civil rights shit too. But it wouldn't have been the way that everybody else wanted it. Don't I forgot who it was. I was at the tip of my tongue. Don't you know, I think it was Roosevelt or something like that. But one of these motherfuckers said they're going to put in a program that will fuck up the black family for the next 400 years. Huh? It's not equal opportunity that's holding us down. It's never been equal opportunity because just think about this. When Black Wall Street, fuck when it was destroyed, when was Black Wall Street built? Black Wall Street was built during one of the most racist motherfucking times ever. Ever. How the fuck you tell me that black people after the Jim Crow, after Reconstruction, can build their own fucking community with airplanes and libraries and shit like that? We didn't have no millions and billionaires. But you mean to tell me that we got millionaires and billionaires right now as black men and we don't have no community to call our own? How? How can we build it? How can black people build something when everybody was against us? When white people didn't want us to have shit? When we wasn't the richest people on earth? We wasn't the most powerful people on earth? We didn't have a voice? How in the fuck did we build our own community? And right now we can't build shit. We asking for stuff. Hey, give us our community back. Give us a house. Give us a car. Give us this. Give us that. We didn't ask for shit back in there. I don't think nobody lived in Black Wall Street was on welfare. Huh? It was a working, thriving community. But as soon as government started giving us handouts, it was rules and stipulations that came with it. Didn't you see how clear it was? We want to control your fucking kids. We want to control your living situation. We want to control your education. We don't want your kids to ever get too smart. Think about this. In private school, they want to dumb down the academics. They want to, okay, we're going to start trigonometry or whatever at this grade right here. Right? They're going to dumb down the white people who wasn't fortunate enough to go to a private school and get that private education, or the black people who wasn't fortunate to go to that private school and get that private education. Do you think for one motherfucking minute that if they dumb down the education in the public schools, that they're going to dumb down the education in the private school too? No, they're not. You go to a private school, you're going to get an extreme, ultimate, top of the line education, right? Because it's not based on everybody is equal. It's based on who can excel. So while your kid's going to be, okay, getting slowed down and told not to be too smart, you got these other kids excelling. Huh? When you go into the business world, who you think they're going to hire? Little Johnny that been going to public school and barely start learning trigonometry? Or Todd, who went to private school his whole motherfucking life and was done with that shit in the 6th grade? Are they going to separate? Don't you see it, black people? They're not allowing your kids to go to school now. They're still talking about, look, we can't have your kids to go to school because of the Trump juice. We can't open the courts because of the Trump juice. We can't have you go to work because of the Trump juice. We don't want you going outside and hanging around because of the Trump juice. We don't want you doing nothing because of the Trump juice. They got total control of you because of the Trump juice. Oh, people are killing each other because of the Trump juice. Oh, we're going to use the money we got from the Trump juice to hire more police to make the federal government bigger. What do you think Frederick Roosevelt done when he removed the Indians? He hired a federal task force, the Indian removal motherfuckers, that make the government bigger. Who you think? The gun people right now? We want to remove the guns. First it was the Indians, now it's the gun. Any way you can get some money to make the government bigger and expand the government. So they doing, we're expanding the government. We want to make the government bigger. We want to pay more. We want to put more liberals in. How else you want to expand the government? Okay, we want more judges now. You know what I'm saying? We want that. How else you want to expand the government? You know what I'm saying? Okay, we want total control of it. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to make all the people in the government, right, that work for us, take this motherfucking Trump juice. And if you don't like it, your ass going to jail. What? They starting with them. If they can do it to them, they can do it to you. Like this, they're saying, look, we're going to start with the motherfuckers who represent you, who make the laws. We're going to make the laws for the motherfucker who make the laws. And watch how we treat them. Right? We're gonna treat them like we used to treat the biggest nigga on a plantation back in the day. We're gonna put them in front of you, and we're gonna victimize them. We're gonna brutally beat the shit out of them and say, "Look what we done to him." If you get out of line, nigga, you next. You see how we silenced this dude? We took his social media. You see how we put all his friends in jail and all this old shit and lied on them? You see how we took his businesses? You see how everybody he associated with right now is labeled? You know, if you speak out against us, what we'll do to you? We'll dox you. We'll come after you. We'll send a group of people after you. We'll label you. And once we label you, the floodgates are open. Everybody's going to come after you. Do you know what the fuck we'll do to you? Huh? Go against it if you want to. Talk bad. Say shit we don't like if you don't want to. Right? We are the powerful. Anytime one group can tell you how racist another group is, but all behind the scenes doing racist shit, and doing nothing to help the racist shit, but just pointing fingers. Yeah, they over there racist. Well, give me an example. They broke into a building. How was that racist? They carry a flag. How was that racist? They called me a nigga. We didn't hear that. But they told me. We heard everything else. Where was the nigga part at? My mic was off then. Everything is turned into race. The air conditioning is racist. White people get too much air and they live in too lavish. We need to put a timer in a unit so white people can't get all that air. They should be able to suffer just like everybody else. They're putting people in corners. They're putting people and labeling people and shit like that. Now they're saying, look, this side of the government, right, is bad. And this side of the government is good. They separate government. They separating the government now, right? Because they know conservatives believe in one position of Trump juice, right? And liberals believe in another. So now it's not separated by racists, right? Now they're separating because these people are bad. They're not only racist, they're bad and they're murder and they're trying to kill people. So now, not on top of conservatives being racist, you're also murderers. You're bad people. You don't want to listen. You're the problem, and you're the reason why this country is shut down. Because you don't want to get the Trump juice. You're a bad person. Look at them people. Look at them. They talk about y'all every day on TV. It's these people are bad. It's the people that represent them are bad. Right? It's not us, it's them. They keeping the country locked down. They the one that want to cut. They the one that want you to go back to work. They the ones that don't want to give you the free money. They the ones that stopping you from voting. It's them, not us. Huh? We're trying to help you. Huh? We're gonna give you some money. That's all you will. That's what you want, ain't it? What you want? Some free health care? Free this, free that, free education? What do you want free for your vote? And to say, we're using you to attack them. We're going to pay you to attack them. Because how can we have a racist narrative if we don't have no victims? So we're going to pay the victims to say they're victims. And we're going to help them out by saying, hey, they're right. They are the victims and we had the proof. They're paying the victims to be victims. Republicans ain't done, conservative white men ain't done nothing racist to nobody black. I haven't even saw the racist conservative men do anything to blacks lately. But somehow, the white liberal man is preaching to the black liberal man that somehow these are the people that are holding you back. It's not us. It's not the system you live in, right? It's these people. So get mad at these people. Here goes some money to go and get at them. Here go a free check because they don't want us to give you this free money. They're mean. We're trying to give you this free money because we know you need it. We know you want to stay at the house. But this gives us an opportunity to play the nice guy. This gave us an opportunity to play the patriot. Because guess what? If you white, you can't say, I'm not racist. Because if you're not a racist, prove you're not a racist. Do this. Join this. Talk about them. You don't want to talk about these people? You are racist. And white people are scared to be called a racist because that got to be, right now, that's got to be the worst thing a white person can be called. They'd rather be called some of the most derogatory white names in the book. But don't call me a racist because now that comes with a title. And it's so easy to accuse, but it's very hard to defend. Somebody can accuse you of being a racist in a 1 second heated argument. Oh, you're a racist. You will spend the rest of your motherfucking lifetime trying to defend that. No proof, no evidence, right? Just saying you're a racist. Oh, you're a racist? Now you got to defend yourself on how you're not a racist. Oh, I'm not a racist. You know what I'm saying? I have black friends. Oh, that's what all white people will say. You're a racist. It's so easy to follow a script and call somebody a racist if they white. Because no defense. You can't defend yourself. If the more you defend yourself, the more racist you look. It's a trap. So the only way you can prove that you're not a racist is to join this squad over here, because this squad over here is the squad, or this side over here, this party over here is the side that is proven not to be racist, because we're helping out the black folks that are being discriminated against. We're helping these people. So choose your side. You can't be neutral. If you're neutral, we're going to choose a side for you. You can't be neutral. If you're neutral, you're racist. If you don't want to be involved, you're racist. If you just want to worry about you and your family, you're racist. If you don't really care about the Black Lives Matter movement, you're racist. All lives matter, you're racist. There's so many categories that a white person can fall in racist. You live in this neighborhood, you're racist. You work for the police, you're racist. Huh? You follow Donald Trump, you're racist. Everything. Oh, you want to know about black on black crime? You're racist. You want to talk about black abortion and family planning? You're racist. Huh? Don't ask me nothing, white person. You're racist. There's no self-defense. I feel sorry, and I don't feel sorry. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for the white folks that don't have a backbone. I feel sorry for the white folks that let this shit get to them, get emotional when somebody called them a racist. I'm not a racist. I feel sorry for them people, because I mean I don't know what to say. It's like, you got to feel sorry for them, because who else will? You feel me? It's like they lost. They're trying to prove themselves that they're not racist. They don't want to be called that. They don't want to be labeled that. That's the worst thing in the world, to be called a racist in this climate, in today's society. But I ain't going to hold you too long, because the video on other shit wouldn't show. But I wanted to show you how violent and how corrupt and how, like, this unfaded, how should I say this? It's not even fucking shocking no more to us, I should say. You know, it's not even like it's a surprise it's going to happen. We're immune to it now. So I heard that most of the police shootings now, most of the gang shootings now, people don't even call 911. So you have shootings that are not even reported nowadays, because people are so immune to it. Like, fuck it, it's just another gunshot. Whoever gets shot gonna have to take their ass to the hospital. Why call the police? It's gonna be too late. You got all these cameras and all this surveillance shit, all the security shit, all this technology, right? You have technology in certain places where if a shot goes off, sensors go off and it pinpoint the shooter, and cameras cut on and catch that person. You know what I'm saying? Because satellites and all kinds of shit. You got plenty of technology that can catch criminals in the act. Gun sensors, I forgot what they called that shit. They had this shit in LA. They cut that shit off. It was right by the freeway. They used to tell you, if you shoot a gun, there's gonna be some gun shit go off, and the lights gonna come on, and they're gonna censor you, and the camera gonna cut on, and all that shit. Niggas was scared for a little while. Then they see that shit wasn't happening. Like, fuck it. Let's get back to doing some drive-bys. Anyway, I'm about this bitch. I'll see y'all on another show. It's fucked up that the other thing didn't work, so I can show y'all the rest of this skit, but I didn't want to do two things at one time. So I'll see y'all on the flip side. I'll holler at y'all on the, where we at? Oh, right here. I'll holler at y'all on the next one tomorrow. I'm out.